Previously,
trying to make a difference in their lives every day.
It was after one of those days last July, as she drove home, her boyfriend on speaker, a nearby Ring camera recording. Caitlin Weaver was killed by a Jeep barreling through a residential neighborhood, the speed limit 45. The driver, investigators say, was doing more than 90.
She didn't even see him coming. That's how fast he was going. She was effectively killed instantly.
Michelle and John Weaver removed their daughter from life support 2 days later.
How do you fathom that loss?
She was 24. The suspect, who had kids in the car with him, was 15. He was not only driving illegally, he was in the country illegally.
DA's office said that this would be a no plea deal case, so they were not going to offer anything, any concession.
That changed, he says, when the Arapahoe County District Attorney's Office changed hands a few months later. Under DA Amy Padden, the teen, who faced up to 2 years in youth corrections for vehicular homicide, was offered 2 years probation if he pled guilty.
Why the change? If he had taken a firearm and recklessly just shot it and killed somebody, this would be a different case. They would be pushing it completely different. So there's no deterrence.
No financial liability either, despite nearly $1 million in medical bills. The Jeep was uninsured, and the juvenile's mom says he took it without permission, so she isn't responsible either.
Later.
I think today is yet another example of how the Biden border policy puts American families at risk. Here you've got hundreds of aliens that are cheating, that are breaking the law, that are buying driver's licenses without taking the test, getting on the roads, putting everybody in danger.
Guys, we got to follow up to a video I posted yesterday where I detailed how I nearly lost my life early Sunday morning around 3:30 in the morning. To me, it was like it was still Saturday, but it was so late. And I had a car driving on the wrong side of the road, nearly took me out, and I didn't have an opportunity to post this in the video. It was in the video, but I had to edit it out for timing. But I also knew that by me dodging the car, that somebody else was going to eventually hit this car, which is what happened, and somebody did die from it. So there was a story that I saw, I posted it, I made a community post about it, and unfortunately somebody did die in that incident. So somebody was going to run into somebody driving on the wrong side of the freeway. It's just a matter of time and the angle. You know, I was lucky enough to be on a straightaway so I could see them, but if somebody's doing a turn and they can't exactly see clearly what's happening, then yeah, they're toast. And unfortunately somebody did pass away from that. So this next story that I'm talking about today has a special meaning. It makes me especially angry because you have illegal aliens that were fraudulently getting driver's licenses, including CDLs. Again, you know, that whole topic about illegal aliens getting jobs that they shouldn't have. Well, yeah, well, people are fraudulently getting CDLs. And I'm to the point where I know that some people got to know that these people are fraudulently getting licenses. I thought about it and I'm like, oh, well, maybe they don't know. But no, they got to know. I feel like there's obvious signs of somebody being a legal alien. For example, not speaking a lick of English is a pretty telltale sign. But anyway, these guys got fraudulent licenses, fake, and this was out in Bay County, Florida. And now you got a bunch of people that are Americans being arrested for this. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Sheriff's Office says hundreds of fraudulent driver's licenses were distributed right here in Bay County. News Channel 7's Austin Maida has been following the story and joins us with the latest. Austin.
Barry, 8 people have been arrested after a joint investigation by the Bay County Sheriff's Office and Homeland Security investigations. They say illegal immigrants were paying to obtain those driver's licenses illegally.
About a month ago, we began investigating information that individuals within the Bay County tax collector's offices were issuing fraudulent driver's licenses to aliens.
2 employees were allegedly issuing the licenses to people without the required testing. Some of those, they say, are illegal immigrants.
Analysis of financial records confirmed.
I don't know if you guys heard about all the stories about illegal aliens getting in all these car crashes. I mean, this might be a good explanation of why. It's one thing if you're giving out licenses like, you know, Tampon Tim Walls agreed to give out licenses, but they still had to pass the test.
It's done.
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
In this case, these people are just paying. They don't have to pass any tests, written tests, so they don't know what the hell's going on the road, and the driving test. So there's no proof that they actually know how to drive, which can be fatal. There's a lot of people who don't know what yield means. They don't stop at stop signs. They just don't pay attention to anything. And I've seen people fail the test because of that. And obviously, in order to pass, you have to build up your situational awareness and know what the hell's going on. So yeah, this is a very clear and obvious danger to people on the road. It's already dangerous enough. We don't need to make it more dangerous.
Employees were receiving large sums of currency from numerous sources.
Sheriff Tommy Ford says
probably from cartels. I wouldn't be surprised.
2 employees of the tax collector's office, 37-year-old Bancel Velasco and 30-year-old Demetrius Smith II, were arrested Wednesday for their role in the scheme to provide licenses to individuals.
Did you hear the way that they pronounced the name? He said Ben Velasco. I don't think that was right. Let me hear this again.
Second were arrested Wednesday for their role in the office. 37-year-old Bancel Velasco and 30-year-old Demetrius.
I don't think that's how you pronounce this person's name, but okay.
Smith II were arrested Wednesday for their role in the scheme to provide licenses to individuals who never took required driving tests.
These weren't minor shortcuts. These were intentional acts of corruption where individuals paid bribes in exchange for skipping critical safety evaluations.
Officials say 5 more Panama City residents acted as brokers, funneling people from as far away as Miami to Bay County to get these licenses.
It's a whole business operation here, man. It's
2
crazy.
of them, owner and employee of a local company called Cuba Max. Another, a man with warrants for 4 counts of human trafficking in Texas.
Oh, he don't even look sorry. Look at the face he making. He like, yeah, I'm hard. I'm a criminal. Yeah, let's see if you still making that face after about 20 plus years in prison.
3 others were arrested, including one not identified as a broker, but one of the estimated hundreds of people who fraudulently obtained licenses through this scheme. Bay County Tax Collector Chuck Perdue says the findings were unexpected.
I am angry and I'm shocked to learn that these individuals, now 2 former employees, engaged in fraudulent activity that violated the trust of our office and our community.
The investigation began May 20th when it was noticed that numbers at the tax collector's office were strange.
An employee on average during the month will do 20 to 25 road exams. I had one employee, Mr. Smith, who did 295 exams one month.
Perdue says his office is taking action to keep this from happening again.
We have a lot of opportunities for improvement, and I look forward to working with our state partners and our law enforcement agencies to put those processes in place.
Authorities also seized $120,000 from the homes of Velasco and Smith. They say this is an ongoing investigation and more arrests are expected. Barry?
Just freaking ridiculous. Unbelievable. You got people getting commercial driver's licenses. Is one thing if you just got people driving on the road. There are also people out here driving tractor trailers. Yeah, out here, who knows what else. I mean, there's all kinds of different vehicles. So these people are a very clear danger. You know, no wonder you hear about illegal aliens driving all these different types of vehicles. They obtaining fraudulent licenses. It all adds up when you really think about it, and it's probably going on all over the place. Imagine what's probably going on in places like California, for example, Chicago, Illinois. They probably don't even want to open up investigations into this sort of stuff. And I can't imagine how deep this rabbit hole goes. Like, how deep is the well in terms of the illegal alien cartel operations that the Democrat Party has facilitated? That's what's crazy, that this is what they allowed. Look at all of this lawlessness everywhere you turn, because of Democrat politician actions is consistent lawlessness after lawlessness after lawlessness, criminal organization after criminal organization, violence on top of violence on top of violence. It's the most craziest thing that I've ever seen. And I'm really angry and frustrated at the fact that there's people out here, in some cases, getting killed because of wackos out here on the road who, you know, broke the rules. Because people, in their desperation and the criminality, I don't care what the reason was, I don't support criminality. But in their desperation to do something, they decided to go the criminal route and endanger everybody else's life. Something that I absolutely do not agree with. Next thing you know, the Democrats, if enough people find out about this, enough Democrat leaders, they're going to be talking about, hey, this is a good thing. We need people to drive. Don't be cruel. This is the type of foolishness that they support. And this is one of the reasons why I just cannot stand with this party. Like, how many more reasons do I need? There's like so many why the Democrat Party is bad. And this is one of them. I guarantee you that you're not going to hear any Democrat politician or leader talking about how this is a bad thing. They're going to say, well, you know, yeah, crime is bad. You know, they should be prosecuted at the most if someone asks them. But when you do it, then they're going to act like you're doing something wrong. Like, oh, they're just being cruel. They're just being tyrannical. They're being authoritarian. They're not being humane. This is how these dummies like to act about everything. Any type of punishment that anybody gets, which being deported, by the way, isn't really a punishment to me. That's like somebody coming into your house, you kicking them out of your house, and they're saying, but I live here. This is a nice home. Like, how dare you remove me from your home? That's why they got those stupid squatter laws and why they're so dumb in all these liberal places, because it's the same thing, honestly. Illegal immigration to America, they're basically squatters in America. And Democrats are cool with that, and they're cool with people coming into your house, squatting in your house, and you taking years to remove them. Like, nah, you know, no hearings, no nothing. You out of here. No licenses. Like, you can walk, you can ride a bike. There are avenues for you to get places. There's legal things you could do. Not out here driving semi trucks and tractor trailers and vehicles all over the place and don't know what the hell the street signs mean, but you can't even read English half the damn time. Can't speak it, read it. Why the hell you think they would be safe on the road? They can't even read the damn signs. But these are my thoughts, guys. So let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
You know, pretty widespread and advanced operation. So we know it happened here. If it happened here, there's a good chance it could be happening in a county somewhere else.